Shetland Women by Anonymous. Not far outside the town of Lerwick, on the Shetland Islands, there is a great, black, muddy tract of land called a peat bog. All about is utter desolation. There are no huts even to be seen. The town is concealed by a rounded hill, and when, through some opening between the bare upheavals, one catches a sight of the North Sea, it too seems deserted by mankind. The peat, or mixture of roots and peculiar black soil, is dug here in large quantities, and all about the place are great piles of it, dried and ready to be burned in the fireplaces of the Lerwick people. Peat takes the place of wood, and in every poor man's hut in Shetland will it be found burning brightly and giving out a thin blue smoke. PG 13. To prepare peat for market, a great deal of labor is performed. First come the diggers, men, women, and children. Entering upon the deep, miry bogs, they cut the soil up into cakes about a foot long and a few inches thick, and these they place in high piles to dry. After a few weeks they come again and carry the cured fuel away to the town. It is while carrying these loads that the Shetlanders present a peculiar spectacle. The men are often very old, infirm and poorly clothed, and the women are dressed in short-skirted homespun gowns, below which may be seen very red and very broad feet. On their heads they usually have white caps, nicely ironed, with a fluted ruffle around the edge. Passing across the breast and over either shoulder are two strong straps, and these support an immense basket hanging against the back. Thus equipped, the brave, stout women, their baskets piled with peat, tramp off to Lerwick, 2 miles away, to sell their loads for a few pennies each. They make many trips a day, always smiling, chatting, and apparently contented. Often a long line may be seen carefully stepping along over the rough roads, stopping now and then to rest. The homes of these poor peat women are, many of them, simply hovels. When they wish to build a PG-14 home, they go out into some fields, usually far away from other huts, and there they dig a trench about a square piece of ground. Upon this they build walls to a height of about 8 feet and fill the crevices with mud and bog. For a roof they gather refused PG-17C wood, and with this for a support, lay on layer after layer of straw, mud, and stones. But what homes they seem to us! There is no fireplace, only a hole in the ground, with a hole in the roof for the smoke to escape through. No windows, the door serving for both light and entrance. No beds, only heaps of straw. Sometimes in one small room, often the only one the house contains, will be seen man, wife, children, dog, and hens, equal occupants, sharing the same rude comforts. Outside the house, if the owner be moderately well off, may be seen a herd of sheep or ponies and a patch of garden surrounded by a wall. But there is something a peat woman of Shetland is continually doing that we have not yet noticed. All have no doubt heard of Shetland hosiery, of the fine, warm shawls and hoods and delicate veils that come from these far northern islands. Now, all the while the poor, bare-legged woman is carrying her heavy burden of peat, her hands are never idle. She is knitting, knitting away as fast as her nimble fingers will allow. In her pocket is the ball of yarn, and as her needles fly back and forth, she weaves fabrics of such fineness that the royal ladies of England wear them, and no traveler visits the island without loading his PG-18 trunk with shawls, mittens, stockings, and other feminine fancies. Not to know how to knit in Shetland is like not knowing how to read at home. A little girl is taught the art before she can read, and, as a result, at every cottage will be found the spinning wheel and the needles, while the feminine hands are never idle. It is one great means of support, and on Regent Street in London will be seen windows full of soft, white goods marked Shetland hosiery. Who first instructed these far northern people in this delicate art is not surely known. On Fair Isle, one of the Shetland group, the art is first said to have been discovered, very many years ago. On that lonely isle even now, every woman, girl, and child knits while working at any of her various duties. The yarn with which the Shetland goods are made is spun from the wool of the sheep we see roaming about the fields. In almost every cottage may be seen the veritable old-fashioned wheel, and the busy girl at the treadle sends the great wheel flying and spins out the long skeins, which serve to make baby Pretty Hood or grandma a warm shawl. PG 19.